So we're seeing a bit of a pullback in the market. Nothing too scary as of yet, but things are moving in the right direction. Bitcoin has recovered a bit, still working within the key boundaries that we've been looking through, is hitting that perfect bull flag as we're expecting. ETH is pulling back a little bit. I'll have an explanation of why that is happening as well. We have to look at some other key factors, what's happening in the news. There's some really interesting bullish aspects that are coming in, and we have to be careful and have an understanding of where things are going to be going. There may be some level of movement down. I'm expecting something. I talked about it previously before. Let me get rid of this thing here. And I believe that I'm going to be giving all the levels of where it could go, what could be happening, what could be the next levels, why certain things are pumped, why certain things are not pumped, where to look for in the future, what type of things, why I did a video about Solana and Ethereum, and why this, coming up to the end of this month could potentially show some levels of bearishness, which will then follow with some of the most wild moves in crypto history. One especially because you guys should really watch the video I've just dropped. Right, I'm going to give you a bit of an insight here, but I got some insider news about what's happening in the US government in relation to crypto, and oh my lord, oh my god, if what they're trying to do actually comes to fruition, alt season is going to be, what word can I say on TikTok? I don't know what word I can say on TikTok, but for you the other guys, it involves the words "dati" at the front. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. What do you mean? What do you mean? Pal resigned? What do you mean? Pal resigned? That can't be real. No, it's fake. I was about to say Jesus. I was about to say, sorry, I don't mean to take his name, and I was like, I would have heard about that. All right, okay, my God. Oh man, I was like, sell everything. Literally, I was gonna press that, get off the stream. My. All right, okay, cool. Whatever. Look, this is the situation that we're going to, and I'll go through the news. Don't look at fake news like that. Those type of things actually worry me. And to be honest, we're getting into a point right now, right? We're getting to a point right now that it looks like there might be a short squeeze happening, and Bitcoin might hit the 125 level here. And I'm going to explain to you why I think that is, and why I think there could be a point where you might, if you come in late, might be a point where you should take some profits, or most importantly, potentially, look at those leverage longs that could be playing a bit of a role. If you're in spot, on long-term spot, who cares? You're up 150% anyway. You know what I mean? What's a 5-10% move back? Who cares, right? So this is why I'm going to be explaining from there. Right. Okay, cool. Now let's get into the news. He hasn't resigned, right? I'm seeing some really interesting things going on. No one's resigned, right? Like almost 80% of the posts, it's fake news. All right, it's fake news. All right, I was about to say, God, it's just making me feel like I didn't know what I was talking about. Anyway, right, that's where we go. Right, cool. Now, let's get into the juicy part of the show so you guys can have an understanding of what's going on. By the way, if you guys like what I am doing, try and press the like button, try and comment, do all the things that help support the show. It takes a lot of time to get these things to get these things into order, to get the show going, to do all this analytics and everything else that's going on, and the little bits of information I give you. All I want from you guys in return is a bit of a like, a follow, and all of that type of stuff. And you know what I mean? Just like share the live and stuff like that. That's all I want. Nothing more than that. Okay. Yeah, right. I ain't sharing nothing. I don't. My words are for trolling and for trolling only. None of this support crap. I don't support no one. No one. All right, cool. Thank you very much. I appreciate all the support that came from that statement. Now, Look, Bitcoin has had a bit of a pullback overnight. People went a bit crazy, cleaned out some of the late longs that were sitting there, and on top of that, you see that the lines that I drew recently, in fact, yesterday. Why nobody watching YouTube? Yeah, I know, I know. People need to come onto YouTube. I don't know why. Um, why everyone strange people. Thank you, man. Redemption, you make me happy. I think a lot of people are on. Next time, I'm not gonna stream here. I'm just gonna stream here, so you guys have to watch it there in it, bruv. Now, what was I talking about? Right. So where we are right now is that it's come down and tapped. By the way, you know, sometimes my lines are so on point. It came and tapped that line absolutely perfectly, and rejected off it and came back up, and it's right at the top of boundaries of what is looking like a very clear bull flag. Right? There's a few bull flag traders in TikTok. They're probably having a field day right now. I'm sure you guys know who I'm talking about. Now, furthermore, we've looked at various times as well in especially on the weekly. We've been talking about this bearish divergence happening, and it's got to your how's your bed frame behind you? It's very good. It's Oaken stainless steel. Paid a few penny for it, even though that's not the bed frame. That's the banister. Anyway, we've talked about this a few times. It hasn't come and actually tapped it yet. We've had a bit of a pullback, and I got a feeling that this next move up that will test this trend line is going to come from what was described. I'm just described in the video as a short squeeze that's going to be happening. There is a lot of late shorts that happened when Bitcoin had a pullback. When this pullback happened, and what happens usually with short squeezes is that the ratio between longs to shorts are imbalanced. I'll show you guys here. Is this it? Yeah, the ratio of shorts to longs are imbalanced, and that ratio will cause something called a short squeeze. And the way that happens is that because the ratio is imbalanced and there's more shorts on the books, the more it pushes up, the more people close, and the more people get liquidated out, and that is counted as a sell. I mean, it sounds as a buy in the markets, and that will cause a violent move up. This is also supported by the fact that if you look at the liquidation heat maps, you will see that there is a beautiful level around the 120,000 mark around here, some about over there, but around the 120 121,000 level. Don't look at this. This is a buy order. This isn't actually liquidity down here. This is just orders that have been placed there, hoping that this dip would have come down to there and they would have bought from that point there. That doesn't count. So we're looking at least 121 to around 121 that this can push up to in some form of a short squeeze. It could potentially move further on from there, but I would say at least at that minimum, we'll kind of see a bit of a breakout, and this breakout from here will create something called an algorithmic buy order, where there's a lot of algorithms that utilize these type of chart structures and various other indicators that they use to do buy orders. And when usually the biggest one is when there is a break of trend or a break of structure, they usually barrel in with buys, and that's why that short squeeze happens, because as that is happening, they try to capitalize on that short squeeze and the close of shorts that have happened due to that dip that happened at this point here where it stopped at 116. So this short squeeze could happen at any second, and to be honest, it's probably going to happen either in Asia or tomorrow's day order. Now, if we look at a few other things, we see that the crypto greed and fear is still settling at greed. We're nowhere near to the extreme greed section, but it's really important to understand that we have done some serious moves here, and a bit of a pullback is expected, especially in ETH. Especially in ETH, a pullback is of some form is going to be expected. I mean, it shows the strength of the market as we sit right now. How do you know their buy orders 116? Because you can see it just started over his face. Thank you so much. you can see it on. I just put it on the screen. You can see it on the liquidation maps, right? It shows the strength of the market that a dip started forming. In fact, this type of dip that you see here, where it starts breaking structure, this is a break of structure close, which is below the previous wick, and confirmations outside of the 21-day EMA usually is a continuation of a further fall down, and it could have people were waiting, and most probably waiting for this thing to come down towards the 348 level for it to bounce off. But it shows what is very, very, by the way, if anyone is here wants to see it, you can go and check it there. I can put the links into that place there, because I'll be dropping some links soon. Right? What do you think about Bitcoin dance? I'm getting there. Now this pullback into range and come to the area of support at the 3692 that I've showed many times before, how it's holding and how it's doing well. This shows a further continuation, and I think where I would suggest that we could get a more aggressive pullback would be at this level around here, around the 4,000, between 4,000 to 4,001 could be an area where we could see some, say ETH is pulling back again. Okay, ETH is pulling back again. Might pull back from that 4,000 to 4,001 region. That region there is it's quite some level of resistance. It would be wild to think that that's not going to have a form of rejection from that area. But who knows? I mean, this is my understanding. I'm expecting something, and because look, the type of move that we've had, this is an absolutely insane move on Ethereum. Look at this thing, man. It's a wild move. An 80% move without a proper correction is something that's waiting to have that type of move. Who knows where it will go? We'll watch this carefully. Watch this level of the 3692 extremely carefully, and then we will see what happens. You know, a further continuation and a few candle closes underneath this point, right? Could indicate that this thing could roll over and have a bit more of an aggressive pullback to this area and find a level of support. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. Doesn't mean it's going to do it right now. What we're seeing at this current moment is this here is real strength. I would expect in a movement like this, where this is a key level of support with the 21-day EMA coming there, to show a move up, not a move down, right? I would expect this to continue up, and as I said, test the 4,000 to 4,001. That area there is a real area of interesting level. I mean, ETH is pumping. Yes, that's. Anyway, okay, so that's that situation. Then that could move on from there. Now, if you look at a few factors, and we need to understand why this is super duper important, and why it's really important that people really get to grips with certain factors, right? The S&P 500 is extremely important, but actually before that, let me just. But S&P is really important. Let me get this, and I'll get to another factor with Bitcoin. This gives me hope that it's holding strength at the key resistance point, right? Which has been now flipped into support. You see the importance of that level. You see the way that the SPX has come down and held that level absolutely perfectly. That level there is holding like a iron gate that it's not breaking through. But I will say that this level up to here, this movement from here to here, when it gets to this trend line, right, we have about another 1%, 2% to move, right? It might actually break out. It's a bit, whatever, right? When it gets around here, we're going to expect some form of a rejection from that area, but we will see. Maybe it can get to that side. And I'm going to have a talk about people who, okay, I'm going to talk about Pengu in a second, and it's just wild. It's wild, right? It's wild, the techniques that people utilize in this industry, and why you should really understand that the way you're thinking is completely wrong. Fed chairman did not resign. It's fake news. Yeah, so we'll see what happens there. I'm still expecting a breakout at some point, but I think a bit of a further correction. I mean, look at that V-shaped move. That's wild. It's not normal. Even in these longer moves, you see a correction happening as we go along, right? So that's the situation where we are. But there are some really interesting news that are coming in for Bitcoin that I want everyone to really understand, because it is insane, right? If we look at various news that has come out, the DTC has now just raised another $400 million to buy Bitcoin, right? That's one. Uh, this our favorite man, MicroStrategy, this lovely gentleman here, has done another $500 million raise to buy Bitcoin. All of these are bullish signals, and really importantly, and why I also think that's really really interesting is that ETH inflows have got to absolutely ridiculous levels. Look at that. That is it's at record high. But that is why I think that we're going to get some form of rejection at that point. Record highs is where it makes me, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just be careful with that type of thing. When these type of things happen, you get a bit of a sell-off that could potentially happen, right? I'm not talking bears. I'm just giving the news. I love how people get so angry when I talk about this. Just be bullish. Anything. I'm just giving you all the things, right? Bullish news, bearish news, in between news. It's just good to be informed about everything. Now, if we look at gold, as I said, exactly as I said previously, is going to be happening. I think the test of the 3,500 is a given. I said it many times before. It looks like it's getting there, right? As I said, with rate cuts, this thing is going to go absolutely parabolic. And it's going to be doing meme coin type of move. So it's a very interesting investment for the future, but it also can give an indication of what inflation level is. Even though they say that inflation level is not there, it looks like it's going into that direction. Now, if we look at the dollar, it is doing beautiful moves down. Again, it's looking great, right? This thing, it looks like it's going to continue down. The key point, as I said, 95.5 dollar is going to be extremely important. But I will stress again, that level has held since 2000. This trend line has held since 2008. But I've also taught you guys, for you to understand what's going on. That was weird. Trend lines are less important than horizontal support and resistance, right? So with a more than expected or aggressive rate cut period, this thing should break and it should go down all the way through. Alex Costa. But what are your thoughts on silver? Silver is going to be very good. A beginner, what shall we invest? Be careful right now. So that's what I will invest. Look for alt. In my humble opinion, this is just what I would be doing in that situation. Start looking at some altcoins and seeing various coins that can be happening in that sense. And I'm going to give you guys an idea of what to do and how to play this market. Now, Bitcoin dominance, as we're looking at, had a bit of a strange. We were talking about it yesterday. I thought it would bounce around this area here, around the $60 level, but 60.5 is where it found its level. I don't even really know why it's there, why it found that level. I mean, I guess maybe that it's a really pretty strong horizontal, right? Yeah, so this could continue on, but I don't know if it will. This little bounce here is just a bit of a relief. What we need, and look, I just want everyone to really understand, Lamar. I just want everyone to really understand this, right? As I said yesterday, this needs to produce a lower high and a lower low. It needs to produce it, right? So this technically could be described as a lower low. because it is. It's a lower low. Now, what it needs to do is close below this 61.97 level. So this could very well, and I want everyone to understand, this could very well come and reject off this point and then continue down. That move, though, is going to show more red in various coins. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. As I said, this could be a small little bounce. You know, oh man, what is that? It could be a small little bounce. This thing could actually just be that. That could be the be all and end all of this move, and then it could further continuation down. To be honest, I'm kind of thinking that's what's going to happen. I think the real pullback will be around the 59 level. That 59 level is going to be key, because breaking the 60% mark is a real milestone. I would have expected it to have a bit of a bounce at that point, because 60% is what we would describe as a mental area of support. So we'll see what happens when it gets to that point and see what's going on in that side. Right. Now, if we look at USDT dominance, it looks like, oh my God, this graph looks absolutely like as if no one knows what to do with themselves, right? Those type of wicks. If these were on a coin, I would leave it completely. But what's happening right now is that this level of the 4.10 level is showing some level of support, right? But I fully expect this thing to break through. I would be very, very surprised. As I said last time as well, where I expect a bounce would be at the 3.8, and it works in perfect confluence with what I would expect the short squeeze to do. If Bitcoin starts to really pump and hit above the 120 to 125, around that area, oh, is Bitcoin going? I was actually doing what I was saying. No, it hasn't done yet, right? If it gets to those levels and works in that level, then this will start to break down. And as I said, 2 to 3 weeks time, I think we would see some sort of a pullback. This level here, the 3.8, is extremely important, but breaking down from there is going to be insanity. I want everyone to really understand, because the next level is 2.1, and that 2.1, from there to 2.1 is multiple X's. I want everyone to really know and get what that is. I mean, we've done this move and coins are up almost 100%. You know what I mean? It's a very different matter when you break below this, because it means that Bitcoin is starting to break down. That's a completely different factor. Okay, let's look at some other interesting news. Let's look at this. My God. I mean, can I just leave that there for? Let me just leave it. Let me just zoom in a bit more. I mean, I feel like last time in the video that I left and the recording, I said that around here we could have a potential pullback. I gave you this so you guys could have had it in your own portfolios, in your own trading views, to be able to see where this is going on. This pullback is it's somewhat primed into the line. I said that area there is going to be extremely important, and it's going to have some sort of strength. So this thing could potentially come down to, I would say, around there. Watch for the bounce when this line gets to around there. That's what I would suspect. Are you sharing your screen? Yes, I am. Right there. If you go there, and when you go there, you know, guys, follow and comment and stuff. You know, that thing that takes 2 seconds of your time and doesn't cost you anything. You know, that really difficult thing that I ask, and everyone goes, "No, I'm not going to do that thing." It'd be very nice if you guys can do that. But I know it's a lot of work, right? I completely understand that these things are very difficult for you to do, and that ability to you know, keyboard warrior is very easy when you're upset or feel like the market is down. But when things are going pretty good, no comment. All right, we've had a look at that. Where are we right now in this? Total 3 against the Bitcoin. I mean, this is just basically showing what the market is doing, but it's at a very key area, so I would expect this to have further continuation. I said the 9.53 is the area where I would expect the real correction of some form. Is this Bitcoin? No, this is total 3 Bitcoin. Some form of correction around that level, but I'm saying a correction, not. I just want everyone to really understand, not a it's over, because I have a feeling that the bears are gonna come out of their hibernation. By the way, have you guys been have you guys been noticing that the bears have been showing their trades? Oh, I've made so much money. Oh, and I'm just like, oh god, it's painful. Anyway, whatever. So that's the situation. They'll get their time. I'm sure there'll be a point where things will pull back more aggressively and they can start shouting, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, come to my channel. And then won't come to mine and scream at me, you said this, even though no one listens to what I say and it's recorded, right? Again, everyone, if anyone wants to check out, you can check that there. Right. So this is actually a positive bullish sign, right? That there is probably going to hold that level and potentially move up and then get to the 9.53 million level, and there we could actually start to see some real potential. So we still have some more to go. I believe at least 2-3 weeks of more of potentially good things to move in that direction before we start getting to the interesting levels. Now, if we come to the total market cap, very healthy. Clear breakout, clear cup and handle, confirmation above the previous high. You guys like Wyckoff? There you go. That's Wyckoff there. That should show further continuation up for the time being, but we're going to see some level of pullback somewhere. I mean, if we were to, it's hard because I don't know if this you would count this as a confirmation level. It's hard, man. Yeah, it's hard to do on this because there's no real understanding of what a confirmation level of this is. Maybe over a lower time frame. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is going to continue on. A bit more of a continuation is definitely a plausible in the total market cap, so in cryptocurrency in general. Now, if you get to the total 3, this is looking absolutely stunning, right? I'm expecting, as I said before, and this is really important to understand, the gap between these two, this area here, I want everyone to really, I'm not interested in a 10 to 20%. It's normal. Yeah, that's great. Redemption, you're a star. Most people don't have that patience. I'm going to give you guys an understanding of what everyone needs to understand and do, because I'm seeing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, right? It's always the same thing that happens, and it's just, God, I know what's going to be written in the, it's amazing. Anyway, look, between these 2 points, between 1.14 and 105 is an area where there's this level here, the 1.14 is going to be serious level of resistance. To break through this it's gonna take more than this move up. It's gonna need a correction to break through this, right? I want everyone to really understand. Hello, Dennis. I'm glad that your other show has finished early this time, so you can get over. You're gonna need more than this to move. I suspect, as I said, the 1.14. Watch that area really carefully. Draw this, please, on your own trading view. So when you come back to me, I mean, like, you see how accurate this graph was. I mean, we're talking about a degree difference. We were here, and I said yesterday we'll probably get some sort of a rejection from this point, and it's done exactly, right? So keep this on your graph. This level here is very important for your alts. So that's why I'm saying a bit of a move up is most definitely expected. Furthermore, no, I have family. Yeah, we all have family. Yeah, I'm glad that you show your other streamer that you watch as family. It's nice. It's very kind of you. I wish I was your family, but no, I get second degree streamlessness. Anyway, that's that situation. Then watch that carefully there, right? We talked about ETH. Now, Solana. Solana is just doing what I said yesterday. I said it yesterday. And if you guys were in the pro trading group, right, and I stated it there, I literally said that Solana ETH is about to break a key level of support. That key level of support is broken, and this thing is breaking through. It's what's happening. The soothing sounds of London. If you don't hear a police siren at least 20 times a day, you're like, okay, something's going on. So that's the situation. That's what's going on. I stated it. I mean, I think I can find it. Let me just see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find exactly where I stated it. Let me see if I can find the exact point of where I stated that that Solana is about to pump. Yeah, look. 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 Sol Bitcoin is about to break break resistance. All eyes on Sol network. I literally said it. I literally said it. All right, that's why it's pumping, because I said it. It's pumping because I said it. All right, that's how it works. No one else was talking about it. Everyone else was oh my, and I was like, look, bruv. All right, bruv. Anyway, what's up? That's the situation. What's going on that side now? No. I wanted to go through this very quickly because there's not much change in what my theories are. Things are going in the right direction. This is a bit of a tiny level pullback, and let's look at some other interesting things that are going on. I want everyone to really understand what is happening. The little bit of information, if anyone watched the video I dropped, right? It's not the ice cream van. No. He's not around. I think he's gone to a different turf. I think he's trying to conquer a different turf right now. One of the things I'm going to explain is this bad boy here, right? It's this bad boy here. It's what I want to explain to everyone. This is extremely important, and I know the inner workings of this. This is wild. If this goes through, alt season is going to be insane. I want everyone to really fathom. I want everyone to really fathom and understand what this means. The digital assets market structure bill that's coming in. What are you talking about? We can't see your screen. I can't. If I only I could write here. It's here. I don't put this above my head because I'm just like I feel like I want to wear a hat. Look, I'm wearing my hat. Here, can I put an arrow? Is there a way I can put an arrow where it does that? If you go here, right there, look, smell it, smell my finger, right there, right? If you can smell my finger, you'll understand what I'm cooking. All right, smell my finger, you understand what I'm cooking. By the way, if there's any of you guys right. What's wrong with that? You guys are messed up minds. By the way, if any of you guys know anyone that does live clipping, like clippers, please let me know. Right, I want everyone to really I want everyone to get a hold of me. I'm going to run a bit of a I can't say that here, but you know what I mean. I want to take on someone full time that's a full-time clipper, right? It's only a huge banner. I mean, like it's literally massive. Like I can't. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Not that. No, why is my face getting bigger? Right. Wait. What? Why is it so small now? 1 second. Right. No, I don't want my. Okay, 1 second. Do you guys? Don't worry. Just 1 second. All right. Okay. Get big. You get small. You get no. 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 All right. Okay. No. Okay. You get Whatever. Whatever. There, all right? I tried to do it. I'm trying to make it. Why are they both getting bigger? Anyway, whatever. That's what she said. Look, so yeah, so where was I talking about? Yeah, so this situation here is massive. I had a conversation with a friend of mine. You remember I said the sugar lobbyist, right? And what they're looking to do is create a legal framework for normal institutions to be able to offer what exchanges offer. Please understand how insane that is. It's pure insanity. It's it's pure insanity. That's kind of nasty. Thank you so much, man. You guys are so gross, honestly. What's wrong with that? Right? This is absolute insanity. This right here is banana zone. Right there is the banana zone in front of you. If this bill passes, what projects will rise the hardest? All. It's like saying, it's you know what it's like? It's like uh Las Vegas, right? It's like legalizing blackjack for the first time in Las Vegas. That's what this is like. This is out of this world. It's actually out of this world. It's like a pure integration of the crypto world into real world, and it is insanity. And what this will do is will create a framework where all forms of currencies will be able to have a framework where they can develop it, arrange it, understand it, and people can go in and buy any way they want to. And you saw what happened with the Genius Act, you saw what happened with the Anti-CBDC Act, all of that stuff, all of that. All right, even crappy XRP. Yeah, XRP is doing pretty well, man. What are you talking about? Come on, $5, right? It's gonna be wild. That's insane. This is huge news. And by the way, right, talking about alpha, right? And I want everyone to understand this. Just talking about alpha. Just talking about alpha. Did someone mention before it became news that Ton was launching a US wallet and that maybe looking at Ton may have been a good place to look at? I wonder who that person was. Who was that person that was like, maybe this is about to happen, and I gave it to you guys, and you guys were like, nah, I won't listen to this dude. What? What's the point of listening to this guy? What's the point? What's happening? What's going on? Why should I listen to this guy who just outright gave you 24 hours before it was going to It's all right, man. Don't worry about it. But what you need to make sure, and this is super duper important, that you don't press any likes or put any comments on my videos ever, right? Just never do that. This is really important to do, right? Because that's how you show your appreciation for the stuff that I give. Just don't do anything, nothing whatsoever. It may take all of a microsecond, but that microsecond is precious. And you ain't giving no precious time no one. I just take. Especially the people that keep shouting at me Pengu, right? I'm gonna look at. Shall I look at Pengu? Let me look at Pengu, right? What? Okay. Let's look at Pengu. Let's look at Pengu. Let's look at Pengu. Pengu. Is this no? That's not Pengu. Pengu. Is it this one? Is it this one? We're talking about this one. This one, right? Whatever. Wow, it's amazing. Everyone should buy this. Everyone. In fact, I'm gonna put my net worth after it's pumped. That's how I like to work, right? That's how I roll. It's all about chasing the green candles. Let's chase some green candles, guys. Nothing can go wrong with this. Absolutely nothing. No, no, absolutely. Where'd you give your trading information in the pro? Did you sign up, Dennis? You need to get into the actual. Message me afterwards, Dennis, on TG, and I'll explain to you. Nothing wrong can happen from doing this trade, right? It's not like we've had various other. I download Opus Clip, upload your. Yeah, I know, but the Opus Clip does really. It does, I need an actual clipper. If anyone is an actual clipper, right? And I might after this, after TikTok, I'm gonna be asking something on the other things that I'm doing, right? And I want everyone there who's interested to go there because I'm gonna do something there for anyone that does clipping that I'm actually be taking on full time, right? But absolutely nothing wrong can happen from here. You want to be the person. You want to be the person that front loads a 403% move, right? You want to be the person that buy. You want to be the person that buys after it's pumped 400%. That's the move to play, right? That's how you do it. All right? So after this, entire net worth, what should have got candle, right? That's what I'm gonna be doing right now. So all those people screaming right now, right? Oh my god, this guy to $300 billion, a picture of a penguin, right? I'm gonna be very happy. I can feel it. I can feel it in a couple of weeks' time. Everyone's gonna be super happy doing that, right? That's bro. I swear I can be your clipper. If you Lamar, if you want to, I'd rather give you the money, man. No problem. All right, so that's the situation where we are, right? So if you guys want to do that, let me know how that goes. Let me buy first, right? Because seems that that's the technique that you guys do. I'll get in at a 400% increase from where it is, and then you guys can get in, and that will make me happy because doing that, and I could be wrong, is possibly the worst thing you can do, right? I just want everyone to understand that. Patience in this world, right? And I want everyone, look, there's a statistic that 96% of people that go into the full blown, hey, how you doing, my man? Um uh by the way, if you guys into trading cards, go and check out North Shore Trading Cards. He's a legend. He helped me out with like what's it called? Pokemon back in the day when I was losing my mind. What was I saying? Thoughts on Popcat? I'll talk about Popcat as well, right? Let me finish my satirical conversation about Pengu right now. What's going on right now with this is that a large amount of whales bought up all their NFTs and the coin went absolutely crazy, right? Now, all I will say, all I will say is that the chance of this having a correction is pretty high, right? I don't want to say anything. Pretty high. That there's a pretty high chance that this thing is going to correct. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. Put your house on there. It's your decision. It's not my place to say anything on that level. But that's what I would say on that aspect. Why is CMC stalling on fact? I don't know, man. I talked to CMC. Yeah, great entry point. Right now is a great entry point. Right, so that's the situation. It could still move, man. Look, far more insanity things have happened. We are. I will say this, right? I'll say this about it. Where I would be interested in this, Ardwan, I'm getting to injective. I'm getting that. I've seen your messages. I understand that you have a copy and paste function going on right now, but Wow, my whole $150 at risk. Yeah, but not a lot. A lot of people put just $150. They go, oh my god, put everything, right? What's happening right now is that it is kind of forming a cup and handle formation, right? And the way that couple handle formations happen is to do something like this and then break out, right? That is what I will say, right? This is what I would be doing. But there are a lot of crazy people out there. So this thing could also just, do a massive dandelion up. It could be just doing a dandylicious up. You know what I mean? It could have a dandy mandy, right? So whatever. That's what I would say. And I would say this. Look, I said 96% of people lose money on the alt season, and the reason why that is because people chase crap like this, right? They look at their coin and go, "Oh, it's down 1%. Let me chase the thing that's done a 4x. That's the right thing to do. It's green. It will only be green, right?" I just want everyone to understand that. If you're in good positions right now, if you're in a XRP to the world, bro, yes, that's true. That's true. I'm almost certain that's not the real Coach JV. I'm almost if it is the real Coach JV, welcome. Um, Message me afterwards. We'll go for a coffee. I got a feeling you're gonna be looking very different when I meet you in real life, but it might be like AI or something. I'm not chasing it. I have what I have to stick to the plan, and it can't be every macro. Why are you laughing, man? I got a feeling it's gonna look slightly different. I don't know. What are the chances? Should I make a poll? I'm gonna make a poll right now. Is Coach JV underscore 740 gonna look like his videos, or does he just do AI videos? All right, I want to do a poll. I want your opinion. Invest in XRP now. I'm sensing the irony has not landed yet. I feel like there will be some time before that lands. Okay, cool. Thanks, J. Thanks, JV. I'm gonna go buy some XRP now. Thanks for that, bro. Okay, sorry. I don't mean to just. I don't mean to laugh, man, but it just. Oh man. No, I did not, GB. It's just funny, man. What the, what the hell would you want from me? The guy's like saying buy XRP, and then I make a joke and he goes, "Why are you laughing, bro? Like I'm serious." Okay, cool. I believe you, Coach JB. I'm not laughing. I'm taking your advice. I'm just a happy person, man. Thank you. There aren't many people. There aren't many people that have your level of following and expertise, and have the will to come onto a small stream like mine and tell me that XRP is the way forward. Thank you, man. I'm I'm honored. I'm honored. I feel like I want to put you on the live. Do you want to go on the live? I want to see your muscles. That sounded wrong. Anyway, where do you think H bar is heading? I got in at 0.16. I'm hoping to double my money, but don't want to be too greedy. Okay, let's have a look at let's start looking at some coins. You can't always just have fun. Okay, that was funny. Yeah. Where are we right now? Is that it? Is that H? Oh man, I'm trying not to laugh. Stop it. Stop. You got in good, bro. 0.16 is a great entry. That's an absolute beautiful entry. Um, that's an absolutely beautiful entry for that. Well done. I'm assuming that you bought and your laugh is contagious. No, it's not. I don't want to. On TikTok, we have 1,000. No, man. What are you talking about? It has nothing to do with that. It's XRP, man. Coach JV. Coach, you're here. Should we go on live? Come on. I want to see. I want to see your beautiful face. Let's see your gains. Let's get some gains. Like XRP's got some gains. Like your body gets gains. Okay, cool. Right. So it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. It looks. I mean, a few things I will say. Right. Let's see what the fair value gap of this is looking like and where this thing could potentially dip to, and what I would be expecting. Right. If we do something. I would say if it loses a 0.5 level on the day candle close, this could potentially go down and tap the 0.61. That could be a really good re-entry point or loading up of this. What we don't want it to lose. Okay, I'll tell you the line for this, right? What we don't want it to do is to lose that. That's what we don't want it to lose. That would be terrible, right? Let's make that a bit cleaner. Let's say that in between is always good. We don't want it to lose that the 0.24430. That level there, we don't want it to lose. Is it too late to invest in halts? No, you got to get another chance. Lordita, just follow, and I'll give you guys. Look, in my humble opinion, if you're bored and you can take a look at VRA, that would be great, massive. Yeah, I know. If you feel like you've been sidelined, and I said this into the pro group as well, there's going to be an opportunity, right? There's definitely going to be an opportunity that's coming. And in my opinion, we're right at the beginning of where things go absolutely crazy. But usually what happens before that is some form of a correction, then we go crazy. It's usually the case, because what happens is that there's this false sense of, okay, it's over, this was it, and then things go absolutely parabolic and crazy, right? So just be forewarned on those matters. There are always opportunities, always. Don't forget that. Just don't. My humble opinion and advice is to not look at the ones that have already gone crazy. There's a reason why I say things like, ETH and Solana may not be. Look, if you have $1 million, go for it. 2x is great, right? On $1 million. If you're working with smaller numbers, even if this gets to like 7,000, that's 2x, right? And you have to wait for a lot to happen. This is relatively safer. These are relatively safer plays. But if you're looking to get those crazy moves, you need to start looking at other projects. And now, look at projects that have not done its insane amount. We're not talking about things that we're talking about 400K. But then, yeah, look at things like Sui, for example. Those type of things are on that level, right? Now, that's what I was saying. So H bar drew that level. That level is very important. If it breaks that, then you're gonna see a far greater greater pullback. But if I were you, I don't know. Sorry, man, I clicked on something else. But if I were you, look at those key Fibonacci levels. I got a feeling that the 618 will hold and it will bounce from there, right? I'm gonna get there, Dennis. I'm getting there, right? Let's look at Sol. See what Sol's up to. Sol's doing some funny moves. I think a area of pullback that we could see on that is a 220 level. I would say, all right, let's draw this like this. Yeah, about there, right? That box there is going to be very important for Sol. So around the 220 will be an area where I would expect some form of correction, because look, we're starting to, even now, if you were to say, okay, I want to get into Sol, right? let me show you let me show you something how I play these type of things. I'm a big fair value gap Fibonacci guy, right? When you're working on ranging products, right? And I'm gonna give you guys a bit of a I'm gonna give you guys a bit of a I'm gonna get and check out Fat Cat in a second. 1 second. I'm gonna give you guys a bit of an understanding of how to play pumps, right? Do you guys want that? Do you want me to show you something? Draw it high with needs bigger prices. Sure, bruv, no problem. Do you want me to give you guys a bit of a lesson on how I find areas to find what's it called? Pullbacks. What's Fat Cat connection to Bunk? I will explain that in due time. There is a lot of things coming to Fat Cat. You guys don't know. I don't want to say it because you get a lot of idiots that are buying in and they'll try and clip because they just they hate everything in this life, right? Do you want me to show you? Should I show you guys how this is done, right? This ain't really clean. This one isn't a very clean graph, but whatever. Let's start with that. You could do on the this one works on the daily as well. What you need to understand is it's not fun. This is just my thought. It's not financial advice. What are you talking about? What you need to find is the fair value gap, right? And then use a Fibonacci retracement to understand what's happening. So how does this work, right? You get your box. In that box, you find this is kind of a good example here. Usually, you have to go down to the lower boundaries, right? Lower time frames. 4 is maximum, sometimes 2, but it gets a bit less correct when it gets to that level there. You get your box and you find the previous high of the wick before the pump, right? And then you find the next wick, the bottom of the next wick. Usually it's a pullback wick. That's why this isn't very clean. I'll try and find one that's a bit cleaner, but whatever. Is that yeah? See, look, do you see how it? Yeah, okay. You find the pullback of that wick. Then what you do is you get your fib. This may not be absolutely correct because that pullback isn't very clean, right? You go from the pump where the pump started, right? You go from there and you pull it up. And you see these levels developing, right? These key levels here. Would that be fair? Yeah, all right. It's not the best, but whatever. Now, if you go back, you see the importance of those levels that develop. What happens is that the top of that, if it's a strong coin and it's a strong trending coin, you look for the 0.38, and that usually, as I said, this isn't very clean, but usually aligns with the top of this fair value gap. Then if it breaks that 0.38, then you know that the 0.5 is 0.5 is what I would say is the gold standard of rejection, right? It usually will come and test the 0.5 level. Then it will come down and it will and 60 to 70% chance that it's a 618. It will bounce from there. You'll see it happening a lot. Let's pick one. Let's look at Say. Everyone was talking about Say, right? We'll go to Say, right? You see, look, I've already drawn the fair value gap here. You see how it respects that fair value gap absolutely perfectly. It is the wick that you see here is absolutely perfect. The size of the wick is the size of the fair value gap. And that shows real strength, right? But with Say right now, it looks like it's ranging and it looks slightly bearish. It's looking slightly bearish right now. Well, let's see. We'll see what happens, right? Sorry, it was okay. It's so good. Sue is amazing, right? Let's do one a bit better. Look, there we go. Fair value gap. Low wick to the high. You pull it across. Came, tapped it perfectly. I wonder if this one works here as well. All right. Let's see if that works. Do you see how absolutely perfect the 618 is? Do you see how the levels respect it so perfectly? We see that it comes and taps within the fair value gap, And I said, look, the 618 is a really beautiful area of thing. That's where I would have bought. But what happened here is that there was a runaway event, and then it found the bottom of that wick there. So what usually how you play it is that you find the pullback areas. If there's weakness in the wicks here, you find the 618 and you put your stop below the 0.786, and that usually gives you in a safe zone to play this run. This should tomorrow be green. It's just my opinion, right? This is just my opinion here. We'll look at a few other ones, right? Sometimes it looks let's look at Ton. Jesus, look at Ton. Look at that move, right? Ton's not really a good one. Why is that so terrible? Let's look at another. Give me one. Give me a coin to look at, and I'll explain to you how I would have played it. Brother, would you please look at Axela first? I'll look in a second, and then I'll get off. Give me another one. Anyone give me a Randa. Let's look at Randa. Let's look at Randa. Let's see what Randa's up to. Let's find Randa. Let's find Randa. Oh my god. Did I draw here, man? I mean, it's kind of doing what I said. Let's look at render here. That is not... That's a market maker graph. There's not much you can do with that. That's not clean. Let's look at something else. All right, injective. Okay, injective. Injective. Let's look at injective. Oh, injective's doing some good moves. Right. Let's look at the 4 hourly. What's the fair value gap? Oh, okay. Yeah, look, here's a good fair value gap. This is a really good fair value gap play. Look, let's see if this works. All right. See how it respects it? You see how beautiful beautifully that respects it. Fair value gap, 618 bounce. The first bounce was at the 0.5. That didn't hold support. Came. See, look. I'll show it to you here as well, so you can understand this. This is really, really important. It's really, really important. Can I see your screen? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Right? I'll look at say as well, right? See how this perfectly builds it. Previous wick row, and the see, that's why I said it's the red wick that's important. It's the retracement. Where the retracement wick is, you place it from there to there. That's your fair value gap. That's a big fair value gap, right? And when there's a big fair value gap, the pullbacks are greater and stronger. It's a stronger pullback that you have. So you draw that fib from the low to the high, right, of where it goes to, where it's peaked. And from here, you would say, okay, there's a bit of a pullback happening. Where could this go to, right? The first level you'd look at is the 318, right? But the 318 is built within the fair value gap, so I wouldn't be that excited. But if we again go down to then I would say 0.5 is more of an important thing, and it's come down, it tapped that, and it actually rejected, right? It actually rejected, but it couldn't break out of the fair value gap. If that rejection happens there, then you go, okay, then most probably where this is going to go is going to go to the 0.618. So that's where I would have put my buy. I would have sold there, or what if you didn't have to, you wanted to do a buy, I would have put a buy order here. That's where I would have put a buy order. Still a risk. There's still a risk, but this has given me more wins and more plays than ever. You know that banana trade that I did? That was this. It rejected. When it rejects off the 618, it's usually a very strong move that it does from the 618. That's usually a really good area of rejection. On meme coins, look for 0.768. Meme coins is 0.678. All right. Yes, I know about Suimon, right? Look, so the thing with Suimon, there is real potential for something huge to happen there. I'm gonna look at Summon. I'm gonna look at Fat Cat. Right? Is Summon here? I'm in Summon. I called Summon many. Is that the one? Is that the one? That's Summon. Yeah, I called Summon ages ago. Ages ago. I think down here, even down here. I called it down here. I gave everyone into my community, especially my whales and everything else. I gave it all the way down here. You're how many X up are you at the moment? You're 3.5X up from when I talked about this thing. This thing has real legs. I know the dev's an OG and he's done some really big things in the field, right? And the fact that it's Pokemon, Summon, and Sui and all that kind of stuff is a really interesting aspect. Yeah, and Suimon is doing something I mean, Pokemon is doing something in the Sui industry. So this thing here right now is in a very interesting position to really move a lot higher. The narrative is there, the network is there, the network is having a really large uptick in utilization and growth, and having that connection between Pokemon and Sui and Suimon, all the three connectors are there. So you should go and check this out, see what you guys think is the best way forward. I'm gonna give you two more things, right? I'm gonna let me look at what Fat Cat is doing. That thing I've been talking about, and no one listened to me. What's Fat Cat doing right now? Yeah, there was a bit of a movement on that side, but that recovery is super duper bullish, right? It's mega bullish in what's going on, and the moment this is cleared right here, right, and I want everyone to understand that that hold of that trend line there, the moment this is cleared right here, it's going to be parabolic the way this thing moves. And people really just don't get how how bullish this thing is. And they will see soon. They will see it soon. They will see what I would describe this is a rocket ship. So like, is that how you draw a rocket ship? Anyway, that's going wrong. That's good. That'll be wrong. Yeah. This is the thing. This is a rocket ship. It's gonna be wait. You're gonna see what people in Pengu say, right? That moment when where everyone keeps going, is it too late to get into Pengu? Is it too late to do this? Is it too late to do that? All that kind of stuff. Right now, this is a coin that's held it for 7 to 8 months, right? So this ain't one of those type of things that you guys can go, oh yeah, but this, that, and the other, and everything else, right? It's held it for 7 to 8 months right now. It's at a key trend line that's about to break in. That movement, when it goes into there, this thing is going to go parabolic. This is still an extremely bullish graph, right? Every single time something big has happened, the recovery has been enormous. And once you start looking at things like recoveries, right? The recovery candle of something like a big pullback down is where you see the real faith in the token and where it's going to be going. And if you guys want to have a check on what's going on here, and look, I just don't want to, I feel like I talk about it too much, but I know what's going to be happening. I'll just paste it here, right? If you guys want to see what it is, why is that not pasting? Paste it here. Do your own research, right? Understand what's happening. Just go to the website and you'll see what I'm talking about. There we go. There you go. Understand what you're talking about. If you don't like it, then don't look. Then just don't come to my streams now, Jeff. Right? Because I'll say this, right? I'll say this. Right now, we are in a bullish structure right now, right? We're in a full bullish structure in Fat Cat. Zero marketing has happened. Zero. Make of that as you will. Just make of that as you will. That's all I'm gonna say to you guys. Make of that as you will. Now, one more thing I want to talk about, and I feel like a lot of people watch the video, right? A lot of people watch the video, but understand didn't understand why they should be looking at something, right? And there's going to be a video chat that's going to be happening on this project, right? And I'll just leave it. I don't know if I can just let me make this a bit larger so you guys can see. Let's do that. All right. Can you see that? That work? Does that work? No, that doesn't work. Let's do that. Does that work? When is that going to work? Is that going to work? Is that going to work? How am I going to show this without showing anything else? Okay, whatever. There's a project called DEOTC, right? And this project is the first OTC deal, like trading platform, that is backed by Satoshi from Shiba himself. And I don't want to sound like I'm I don't want to sound like I'm like blowing smoke here. But if you go to their channel, right? And I'll put the channel into the group so you guys can understand. Let me put this into here. Here we go. This group, right, is going to be building the first OTC deal platform where you'll be able to utilize your tokens without affecting the actual graph. It's backed by Satoshi itself. If you go to their channel, you'll be able to listen to him speaking for the first time in history. The first time in history he's ever spoken was about this project, right? So let me just put this into here as well. Over the counter. Put it there. Over the counter. And when I want to have a look at that, make your own decision, understand what it is. It really is worth at least having a look at it and seeing what's going on. So I would say in order of importance, Fat Cat, Suimon, and then OTC. These are the things that can really play well. Does this project offer utility? It's the first OTC trading platform ever that is supported by the SHIB Foundation and Satoshi himself. So yeah, maybe take a look. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. So check those three out. Suimon, the fact that they announced that Pokemon is coming to Sui is wild. Fat Cat. See, this is the thing that I want to explain to you about. I know what I'm talking about, what's happening with Fat Cat. I know what's happening. I know. The other two are in the works. So I'm going to say. OTC is over the counter. So check them out, see what you feel. Listen to the, if I were you, go there and listen to the AMA, and then you'll understand what's going on. If you don't like it, you don't like it, whatever. If you do, great. That's this thing. I just want people to understand what it is, because over 140,000 people watched that video, and everyone was like, great. They did nothing about it. But yeah, look, this is where we are. This is the situation where it is. Fat Cat is at the point of mooning. I'm giving you insider information here. All right, that's all I'm gonna say to you guys. If you don't want inside information, then don't come to my channel. All right. Okay, cool. Look, that's it. I would love to give you guys more alpha, but I think this is enough alpha for one day. Is that enough alpha for one day? I don't know if that's enough alpha for one day. I'm pretty sure that's enough alpha one day. And I'm gonna go to my tube, and it's gonna be like 1 like. That's it. OTC doesn't mean on the chain; it means over the counter. So these type of OTC deals usually, I'll explain to you one time, at one point in the future, what that actually means, right? When do I start time? 7:30 UK time, anytime. Can you explain the short squeeze on Bitcoin again? Do you think a more upside before? Yes. Last thing I will describe. I'll describe the short squeeze. Right now, there's a lot of shorts that have been opened up when Bitcoin was pulling back here. There was the expectation of this breaking this trend line and it's going to go down. So there's a lot of late shorts that were developed. If Bitcoin gets to, and I'll show this last and then I'll leave it, right? If Bitcoin gets to, where are we here? If Bitcoin gets to 120.5, 120,000.5, those leveraged shorts will be liquidated, which will show a instantaneous, where are we here? An instantaneous sell. I mean, instantaneous buy order, because when they get liquidated, it's an instant buy of that coin, and you will see a massive. Oh, let's move this out of the way. You will see a massive green wick that will go up, and all of these things will be liquidated, right? So about 100, 200,000 coins, 100 to 200 million coins will be liquidated. One last thing, actually, I want to leave you with. I'm going to leave you guys with a video, right? We'll do a video, we'll watch it, and then we'll go from there. Fagcat is on Solana, correct? Yeah. If you want to check it out, go to the YouTube, and you'll see it on the link on the description below. Have you guys seen this, by the way? To leave on a bullish note, so everyone can really understand how crazy this is. PNC announced a strategic partnership with Coinbase. So let's just, it's a 3-minute long video, and guys watch it, and then we can end it from there. All right, check this out.
We are getting some breaking news on PNC Financial. For that, we're going to turn to Leslie Picker. Morning, Leslie.
Good morning. PNC announcing that it has entered a strategic partnership with Coinbase. The arrangement will expand access to digital assets for PNC's banking clients and institutional investors, and PNC will provide banking services to Coinbase. Shares of Coinbase down about 3.7%, PNC up slightly. According to the release, the two companies will develop an initial offering that will allow clients to buy, hold, and sell cryptocurrencies. The head of Coinbase Institutional saying in the release that it will be supporting PNC's, quote, entry into the digital asset market with our leading crypto as a service platform, which provides PNC with a powerful set of tools to develop a scalable, high-growth business built on a foundation of uncompromising security. Kind of in this space, JP Morgan saying last month that it was partnering with Coinbase to pilot JPMD, a deposit token managed by blockchain technology. And guys, later in the hour, we'll sit down exclusively with Bill Demchak, the CEO of PNC, to discuss this new partnership with Coinbase, the company's recent earnings, and bank regulation, as he's here in Washington attending the Fed's Capital Conference. Guys.
You know, it's interesting. We spoke to the Schwab CEO last week, and Rick Wurster, and he was saying that they're looking to create a Coinbase competitor, that they want to eventually roll out a platform where you can actually buy spot Bitcoin or Ether. It feels like we're now getting lots of strategies, but divergent strategies. You either beat them or you join them.
So what's happening right now is all this type of stuff, right? And I'll leave on a bit of a bullish note on that aspect. You guys have had the full understanding of where I believe the market is going, what's happening, what potential things can happen, what things to look for, and what things to be prepared for. All right. If you have any further questions, you can go and check out it on the Learn by Alvarez channel. They're all in the links below. You can check those out, and we will catch you guys later. All right. Now, to you guys on TikTok, I'm going to say bye. And to you guys on the other side, I'm going to ask you guys for something, and we can move on from there. All right. You guys, love, peace, affection, all that kind of stuff. And I will be with you guys till tomorrow. Take care, my man. Bye-bye. All right, so to you guys, for everyone that's here, thank you so much for being here and sorting that out. I'm doing a bit. If there's any clippers here, right? I'm looking for some clippers to employ full time. Now, I'm running a bit of a competition. So anyone that is a clipper or is good at clipping streams and this type of stuff, because someone told me the other day, is like, why don't you clip your streams? Someone who does that kind of stuff and you can understand what they're doing and what they can share and all that kind of aspects, and actually spread it across TikTok and YouTube and things like that on that level. I'm willing to employ on a long-term basis. Okay, so I'm starting a competition. Anyone that does really good clips or anything on that level, I will be judging through what they've done, what type of things they're posting, and the amount of views and aspects that they're getting that way, and then we can move on from there. And I'll if you guys any of that level, tag me in it. Let me know what you're doing. Let me see what's going on, and then we can go from there. All right. Absolute pleasure. Do you mean short back and sides? Damn right. Damn right. All about the short back and sides there. But so you understand what I'm talking about. All right. Peace, affection. I'll catch you guys later. Hopefully the market will be doing some really interesting things on the way back, and we can understand where we go from there. All right. Take care, guys. You guys have been incredible.